So now, again, with every exhalation, I want you to see if you can relax a little more deeply. I want you to see if you can let just a few more fibers be released into the void. Surrender them into the void as you exhale. And I think that what you'll notice is every time you let yourself relax a little more deeply, every time you let more fibers of your diaphragm relax, you're going to let more air out. And it's not because you're compressing, it's not because you're pushing it out or forcing it or squeezing it in any way. It's leaving your body simply because the thoracic diaphragm is relaxing so completely that it's taking up the space in your chest cavity. Yeah, it makes a smile on your face, right? And what you'll also probably notice is that the more deeply you relax with each exhalation, letting more air out, the more easily you can get a bigger, better, more satisfying, more effortless inhalation on your next breath. You have to empty before you can be filled. If you have a bellows, remember, not everybody remembers what bellows is. It's just these little things you open and close to stoke a fire, right? When you open the bellows, you make the space big inside. That makes a vacuum. You suck air in. You close it, it increases the pressure because it gets small. Air goes out. But if I only open that bellows halfway, if I open the bellows all the way and I only let it close halfway, I can only get half a stroke in, right? I'll only get a half stroke in if I only close it halfway. And remember, what we're going for here is increasing the stroke volume for fluid return, right? Because like we said, better fluid return is better physiology. What I also want to do is bring your mind to this tissue that was once really stiff and hard. What does it feel like now? Want to give us a comment? Editorial?
Sure, it's a little more play.
It's more supple. And that's because we're sucking the fluid out of it. Because we're changing the pressure gradient in the back half of the body. And that is drawing the fluid out of those tissues back towards the chest cavity. And it will actually re-enter here and here. Re-enter the circulation. But there it can, once it's back in the circulation, it can be reprocessed, recycled, redistributed. Like it'll be reprocessed and recycled by the kidney and the liver. And then it can be redistributed to the rest of the body in a useful form again. So, again, every time we exhale, we're relaxing more deeply. And now I want you to bring your mind inside your abdomen. And I want you to see if you can become aware of the sensations of motion of your internal organs. I want you to see if you can feel them getting smushed down on inhalation, right? They're going to get smushed down on inhalation. And then when you relax, they're going to slide back up towards your head on exhalation. Can you feel some motion in there? And I want you to see if you can, just by resting your awareness there, see if you can augment your experience of those sensations and let more motion happen, right? The more you relax, the more motion you will allow to happen in the abdomen. And this is very important because when you smush these organs, you're squeezing out all the old poopy lymphatic fluid, right? Right at the same time, you're generating the negative pressure in the chest cavity to suck that fluid back towards recirculation. So you're feeling more motion in the abdomen. And it almost feels like it feels when you're standing at the edge of the ocean and you feel, and the waves come in and the waves go out, and that drawing sense you feel of the water pulling you back out toward the water, towards the ocean. That's the sensation. You feel what I'm talking about in there? Excellent. And so just let that drawing sensation reach deeper and deeper into your pelvis with each exhale. See if, as you empty all the way out, if you can feel that pull happen deeper and deeper toward the bottom of the pelvis. Now, and as you approach that place, what I think you're going to notice is that you're going to find yourself in a place where it feels like you're not breathing anymore. Where it's going to feel as if you're just suspended between exhalation and inhalation. It's almost like feels like a pause. It's an apparent or a pseudopause. It's a pseudopause. It's a pseudopause. It's because you're not really suspended, you're still relaxing. I want to encourage you to relax all the way through that pause. So nice big breath in, and as you exhale and let all the air out and find yourself in a place where you feel suspended, keep relaxing. Keep relaxing, keep relaxing, keep relaxing. And when you really let all the air out, when the last subtle wisps of air leave your chest because you've relaxed completely, what I think you'll notice is that there will be a slight lift in the floor of the pelvis. A slight, spontaneous, effortless move on. Or a kegel, if you will. A slight, spontaneous, effortless kegel that happens at the bottom of the pelvis. It just lifts up, all on its own. Because as the internal organs lift up, eventually the pelvic floor has to go along with it. You are a balloon, right? So the bottom is going to have to come up too. You feel that little lift? Excellent. And when it lifts at the end of exhalation, it can be the last thing to contribute positive pressure to your chest cavity, because it lifts up your internal organs, which push into your thoracic diaphragm, making the chest cavity just a little bit smaller. And then, what you probably also noticed is right after it lifts, it drops. And when it drops, it can be the first thing to initiate the negative pressure, because it's going to draw down your internal organs, draw down your thoracic diaphragm. So when you feel that motion of the pelvic floor between exhalation and inhalation, you know you're exhaling all the way to the bottom, and then inhaling all the way from the bottom. Right? It's like a little landmark for you to know that you have let it all out. Now, I don't want anyone to strain. You don't have to squeeze it. You don't have to push. It does this on its own. If you aren't feeling it, don't push for it. Just relax more. Right? Catch the next wave. There's one that's coming. Right? There's another wave coming. There's always going to be another wave coming. So just see if you can relax more deeply the next time. So, what we're finding here is that the pelvic floor is participating in circulation. And it's participating in moving air and fluid in the body. It's participating in circulation and ventilation. Motion of air and fluid in the body. And it can do that because it's a diaphragm. We've probably all heard it called the pelvic diaphragm. Because it's a diaphragm, it has the capacity to change the pressure gradient. So now you have two pumps working instead of just part of one. My sense is that most people breathe with that most people only breathe with about 20 to 30% of their thoracic diaphragm. And they are getting plenty of oxygen in doing so. Most people walk around taking lousy breaths, and they're still sat at 98, 99, 100%. So this better breathing isn't giving you more oxygen, it's giving you better fluid return. And it also gives you a bunch of other stuff that we'll have fun talking about later. But for now, let's just focus on fluid return, because even if it was just that, how awesome. You now have two pumps increasing your vitality and wellness. So now we've got two diaphragms moving with fluid and air in the body. Pelvic diaphragm, thoracic diaphragm. And now what I want you to do, Rhiannon, is I want you to engage the diaphragm so completely, and I want you to notice what happens with this part of your body relative to my thumbs at the top of your inhalation. So big breath, bottom to top. Recruit the entire thoracic diaphragm on inhalation, and then as you exhale, relax completely. Could you feel that your skin here or your body pushed into my thumbs at the top of your inhalation? And that as you exhale, it collapsed back down. That's because your shoulder girdle is also a diaphragm. It's a sheet of muscle and fascia and skin attached to a frame. Clavicles, scapula, right? Into the neck and the spine. This is the frame. This is the diaphragm. So now you're actually breathing with 3 diaphragms rather than just part of one, which is great, right? Now we feel like we are getting to a place where we're maximizing the breathing capacity of the body. And if I may, actually, can you just check on these tissues here on your back? And I want you to see that they are continuing to soften. And I haven't done anything to them. I'm not massaging them. I'm not cracking her back or anything. She has her own internal osteopath built in to her body that can be with her 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? And it can be improving her physiology, moving fluid, you know, maintaining her posture for good health all the time. If we learn how to use it, we've all got an internal osteopath with us all the time. This is what I teach patients. It's the first thing I always do with patients, if they can understand what I'm saying, right? So